Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Just a Dude on the Side Street. I still haven't changed anything. It's funny. I don't know. I've been like kind of just not wanting to do anything like that when it comes to just the logos and shit. Cause I don't think I care. I don't care. These are entries and whatever. Um, Hello. This is August 3rd, August 3rd, 2021. Welcome. My name is Alex Aguilar, the host of this fine video series or journal entries. I'm glad you can come by. The It's just gonna be me and you for the time being until someone steps up and joins me, or until I ask someone to join me. Really, I do these kind of randomly throughout the day, and the day changes. Like today, I'm doing it on Tuesday rather than on Monday. I was actually busy yesterday, and I had to head out. Actually, whole last week I had to head out somewhere. Luckily, I made a video before I left, and then we just, it's whatever. Um, it's a wonderful day outside, which is fantastic, man. It's been raining a lot, and I don't like rain when it happens too much. It interferes with my plans, of course. And yeah, it's a wonderful day. It's sunny. I love the sun. It's not hot. At least I don't think. And it's somewhat cloudy, so the sky looks like a painting, a wonderful painting. Like I want to say Leonardo DiCaprio, but like Leonardo da Vinci painted on the sky and left an imprint of what he believed angels were. You know, it's a wonderful picturesque sky right now for me. I hope your weather's doing great, like I always say. I hope you're doing great. I'm doing good. Uh, you know, when you sit by yourself alone, at least before, I used to be sad. I used to be all this stuff. And you know, being alone, there's like a peace. There's just a nice steady peace that I could just, kind of hunker down and just enjoy. I put I'm not really listening to lo-fi right now. It's more like calm instrumental. I'm listening to the song right now, Yume Ututsu Tutsu, and I don't I don't want to play it here, and I don't want to have the music in the background. It's not something I'd play with my while my friends are with me in the car, because it's not like let's go. It doesn't get you into like a mood of like party time or a great time. It's more like um, music for self-reflection, if I could say, or music just to relax and kind of stay with your own thoughts for a minute without like being sad or without being maybe angry. I don't know why you would be angry. I don't know. It's a great background music for at least the purposes of my video. Um, yeah, I wanted to just talk about my the past week and a couple days, and I mean, if you're so interested, Olympics. Um, I'll start with the Olympics first. It's not really that big. I just wanted to cover like I think in the high jump, one of my friends was telling me in the high jump that two people actually got gold medals, and it's the first time in Olympic history. Let me see, two gold medals, Olympic, and I'm doing this episode, or this entry a little bit differently. I have like things in my mind that I want to talk about, and I'll go into detail. I'll probably rant a lot. It's whatever. Okay, yeah, here. So, how two friends decided to share Olympic gold in Tokyo, and let me see here. It's a wonderful article from Ali Zira. I do want to mention while while I'm talking here, the background footage is of Dying Light, and so I don't know. I think I look like a guy with ADHD just for how fast my mouse was going. I don't know. I couldn't process it as quick as I would with the lower sensitivity. I don't know. You probably won't be able to see it. I'm also skipping through the what's it called? The cutscenes because I already played the game. At least this portion of the game, and I was just trying to catch up to my friend. Okay, yeah. Anyways, back to Olympic Games. So, Gianmarco Tambiri and Mutaz Barshim of Qatar. They both got Olympic gold for the top height. Question mark? For the jump off that they participated in. For the high jumps. Yeah, there you go. And that's crazy. I mean, these guys, they're really passionate. And if you watch any videos of highlights of just Olympics in general, you could see that they're truly passionate about what they do. And it's amazing. Makes a grown man cry. And then I wipe my tear off my right eye. Yeah, it's nice. It's I wonder when the Olympics continues till, cause I kind of like that the Olympics are happening. End date, Olympics end date. It ends like this week. This Sunday. I don't know. I like having the Olympics like in the background because like when my family comes over or if my family's just chilling downstairs, like we always have something in the background and it's always like there's always commotion going on and there's always something to like center around. It's nice. It's not like when the Olympics aren't on that we can't have that. We more likely have like CP24 or CNN just like in the background. We don't pay attention to it, of course, but you know, it doesn't compare to the Olympics being in the background because you'd be like, oh, whoa, that guy's doing some cool athletic move. That guy's doing the backflip off a diving board, or he's running. No way. Yo, he can run. You know, just stuff like that. Yo, he's jumping over hurdles and running. I can't do that. You know, that's like, obviously it's an exaggeration, but it's more stimulating, if I could put it to a word, like than the news. I feel like at least for me, I like tune the news out almost completely. I'm reading the words, but I'm not processing the words. I'm listening to the news, but I'm not hearing it, if you know what I mean. And it's like, oh my god, a hurricane, oh no, a tornado, there's a homeless epidemic. Like, I mean, that sucks, but it's not really real when I hear it on the news. And you know, it's kind of its downfall, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people share that opinion as well, but you know, I don't want to talk about more in case I say something stupid and then no one's here to correct me, you know. Anyways, that's like Olympics. I don't really know what's going on in the Olympics. I just like seeing people run or hit a ball really hard or swim, do gymnastics. I'm not really a gymnastics man, but those guys can really move, dude. Like my parents have no chill when it comes to like, oh, that guy's, you know, he's a little bit too feminine. But you know, even if they're feminine, god damn, I wish I had like the gymnasts' bodies. I would have to work for it, obviously, but you know, that dude, they're built, and it, like, that's a dream bod. I'm not referring to anyone specifically, just every dude that went up for gymnastics had like an amazing body, dude. Like, physically fit. They're not dying until like 102. Like, it's actually amazing. Aside from that, my past week was actually a wild ride. It started with me working out, you know, on a lovely Tuesday morning, I think. Where's it? Wednesday. I think Wednesday. A lovely Wednesday morning. No, a lovely Tuesday morning, and I was working out. My dad comes in, bursts into the garage where my whole gymnasium is, my Olympic gym, and he bursts in and he's like, "Hey, we're going to Montreal." And it's like, okay, okay. I only had like a couple minutes. Like I had an hour to like kind of process that, cause I wasn't even finished my workout. My dad just bursts in, "Hey, we're going." I'm like, "Wait, when did you decide this? You gotta tell me a little bit more in advance." He's like, "Oh, just now. We're going. Come on." I was like, okay. Let me finish my gym, workout, whatever, and I guess I'll eat and then kind of we'll head out. And just like that, on a whim, very spontaneously, we left for Montreal, and then going to Montreal, like it's like 5 hours to get there, and the ride there wasn't draining. It's the ride to a place is never draining, but the ride back is always draining for some reason. It's like, even though like 5 days or 4 days passed for like getting to Montreal, like on the way back, I was not feeling it by the fifth hour mark, cause like 8 hours. So I also have to explain where we went too, right? So we went to Montreal, and it's like a 5 hour drive from where we live. Like we live somewhere, like we live like in the GTA, right? And from like, let's say Toronto in general, from Toronto to all the way to Montreal, it's a 5 hour drive. And it's a wonderful 5 hour drive. It's not like something I can complain about. Like the trees were wonderfully green, and the sky was wonderfully blue. The road was very roady, and the cars were very carry. The towns are very towny, and the cities are city-like. It was amazing. Montreal actually surprised me. I didn't expect it to be as futuristic-ish as it was. It definitely took me by surprise for how the city was arranged. Like there's tunnels going under buildings, and like main buildings. It's not even like small apartments. It's like the huge skyscrapers. Like the tunnels would go under them, and then like they bob and weave, and there's a lot of one ways, like in Toronto and probably New York, right? And so it's very hard to maneuver without a GPS or a map, because the one ways just take you down all the way, and then like you have to turn. Like let's say you turn right, that's also a one way, and then you turn left, that's also a one way. And so you kind of have to like zigzag and kind of maneuver yourself in these weird configurations around the city. And the architecture, at least in the developing part, the newer parts, is so nice. It's wonderful. I feel like I'm in cyberpunk low key, but just like in the startings of like the Night City, if you ever seen the game or the city itself in cyberpunk. But then there's other parts of the city where it's just kind of oldie and it's rustic. It has like a old Victorian sort of architecture, and it's really nice too. It reminds me of Europe, and I've never been to Europe, but I've definitely seen photos. And then you get to like some parts that just look like ghetto New York, like in the ghettos in New York, or some places look like a third world country even at night. Visiting Chinatown at night definitely didn't do wonders for me. That shit was like, you saw like there was like two Asian guys coming out of one of the Chinese stores, and I thought I didn't want to get close to them, because like one of them can just whip out like a pocket knife, and I've seen enough media to know to stay away from like just strangers in general at night. And like I feel like all my alarm bells are just going off if there's someone behind me or someone in front of me or someone to the right of me in an alleyway. It's very like it got me on edge, at least to in that area. And we saw like a group of like dudes in front of us, and me and my dad just looked at each other and just kind of went the other direction. Cause like, yeah, nah, I don't feel like getting robbed or mugged or beat the fuck out of. You know, I don't feel like becoming a punching bag. And so we kind of just walked through other parts of the city, and god damn, it's sketchy. Like some parts are really not lit well, and then other parts are. I think, for where I'm imagining, and like, you know, we were walking at night on the first day that we got there, and there were some homeless people that were just camping out, and man, that really ruins the city in general. Just like homelessness is not something that you can get rid of immediately, obviously, but it definitely ruins the beauty of a city, or the beauty of a specific area when you see like multiple tents up where just where homeless people obviously live, and especially if those people are like, you know, not fully there, and you know they start coming up to you, it just really puts you on edge and kind of scared even, and it's no fault of their own, but you know, it's mad sketchy when there's no lighting. There's like 3 tents and one homeless dude that doesn't look like he's taken a shower in many weeks comes up to you asking for money. And you know, I have a little sister, and it's kind of like, I'm gonna have to die here. This is my moment. For my sister to go on, I'm gonna have to just take one for the team, you know. And that's like what was going on in my mind as we were walking at night. But aside from, you know, the sketchy areas and, you know, the cool underground of Montreal where the tunnels and these highways go through, we went to this hotel that was amazing. It was wonderfully luxurious, but also like not as expensive as we thought it was. At least for one night, it wasn't expensive. I'm sure if you spent like a week there, you're going into life savings most probably. We didn't really stay much in Montreal, but for that one day, we had a great time. Getting to the hotel, I'm not gonna link the hotel's name because you know. I don't want to, mainly because of that. But going to the hotel that we went, parking was abysmal. Like there is literally nowhere to park in Montreal. For downtown Montreal, there is nowhere. You can park on the streets, but then you also have to pay, and there's a chance of you getting robbed. There's like the car being robbed, and there's also a chance where you get your car taken from one of the pickup men. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, there's like 3 different things, and then like to park, it's a lot of money. It's $25 for like 24 hours, or $4 for 20 minutes, which is absurd. That's absurd. That scaling in time doesn't make any sense, because theoretically, if I pay for $4 for about six times, if I pay $4 6 times, I would have to pay $24 for, how much is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 for 120 minutes, so an hour and 2 hours for 2 hours. You'd have to. That's horrible. And like, so you pay $24 for 2 hours. But if you pay $1 more, you pay for 24 hours. It doesn't make sense. It's a magnificent way to just make money. It's crazy. But the parking garage was amazing. Like you get to it, and there was like an iPad on the side that would kind of display all the prices, and then also display like it would have like an animation of the logo of the hotel, and then it go back to the prices, and it says parking here, and then it directs you to this like garage thing, and like the garage door would open, and you kind of feel like you're in a James Bond movie because it looks like a secret entrance. like as if you're like this high and mighty person or like this really important secret agent. And you know, you see this long corridor that like our car could barely fit in, and you drive down. There's another iPad that shows like you can pay with credit card, cash, or whatever, and then you receive a ticket. And so you just flash whatever credit card, or you just give in the money, and then it dispenses a ticket, and then you just go into another tight corridor, and further into the parking garage. And as soon as you get into the parking garage too, it's like it descends like 12 floors down, where like 12 floors down into the ground, and then the hotel also goes 16 floors up past the lobby. And like just throughout the whole thing, I was breathtaking, taketh, you know. My parents were, I think, as well, just like, holy shit. I feel like you feel like you're driving into like Hades' domain, or you know, hell, to put it biblically. But I ain't no sinner, I don't think. I don't know what you'd have to do to sin. I'm not really religious or whatever. But aside from that, the parking garage was amazing. It was so beautiful. And then like you get in, and it has like you get into like the elevator. The first elevator is sketchy as fuck. Like I thought I was gonna die in the first elevator, but in the second elevator, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to heaven. This is my way up. You know, screw the stairway to heaven. I'm taking the elevator up. My fat ass needs the whole ass treatment. It was like wonderfully like styled inside, and you know, the inside of the hotel like also added to the experience. Like it was, I felt like I was in if you know the game BioShock, I felt like I was in Rapture, in that underwater city. Mainly because for like how dark it was, and like the outside was pitch black, and the inside had these wonderful warm yellow colored lights that kind of add a nice, again, warm feeling, dynamic and whatever. And my family was the only one there, so it kind of felt like it felt surreal. Even for the people that I saw, they didn't really, no one really interacted. They kind of just did their own thing, and it felt like, again, surreal. It didn't make sense in my head, but it felt wonderfully, you know. And I felt like I could sneak around this like museum styled hotel. And as you like walk through the styling and the interior designing of the hotel was amazing. I can't really go into much detail because it's just there was so much. There was literally so much on the walls and in the room, and you know, it was like what's that? It's like if the future met the past. That was the design style. I don't think that really clears it up, but to say the least, it was amazing. I keep repeating that. It was a good experience. And so, you know, my dad went to go talk to the receptionist, and it turned out the receptionist was Spanish, you know, Colombiano. And you know, my dad started speaking Spanish, and like the guy was like, "Hey, you know what? We have a free room. I'll upgrade you for today." And you know, the upgrade was only 2 extra beds, but it was, I think, a much higher floor, so we kind of had a nicer view. And you know, we went up. We're like, you know, we should explore the city. And then, you know, we went to like the Chinatown area at night, and like these little monuments that were just kind of near our hotel. And then the next day, we kind of just visited. I think we went all the way to the Notre Dame de Balisque or some shit like that. Notre Dame de Balisque. Balisque Notre Dame. Yeah, Balisca, Balisi, Balisaka. It was great seeing it. God damn, I haven't seen anything that huge in person other than skyscrapers. But skyscrapers don't have like the architecture for it. Okay, I've never been to Greece. I've never been to Egypt where they had the huge pyramids and like I don't think the monuments of Greece are really that big, but or like seeing the Colosseum in Rome. I've never been there, and so this is one of my first experiences, like seeing like old European architecture, and I felt so small right next to that church. I started to believe in God. God damn. you know, a lot of tourists there too, and I took a lot of pictures of literally every monument I saw where there's like a statue of people. I just took like a ton of pictures of each one I could find, and I have them in my camera roll, and I tried to dress like appropriately. I tried to dress nicely. Uh, but I just thought of something funny. So don't worry about that. Walking around, it didn't feel like I was in a city. I felt like I was in Europe, in one of those old architectural towns. There was nice cafes. It kind of sucks we didn't get to really taste the food over there. I think we didn't even have poutine, and they're really known for that. We didn't have coffee. We didn't do anything food related inside the place that is supposed to have good food. That's really weird. Like the weather there was nice and sunny. Like there was barely any clouds. It was hot, but there was also like a nice cool breeze. So it kind of like counteracted whatever was there. And like walking, I just like I felt like overwhelming me over. I felt overwhelmingly excited for some reason. I felt like a child. Like childlike wonder came out, and I felt like I had the urge to explore literally everything. So I ended up ditching my family and just walking around my own. And that walk was peaceful when I went by myself. Completely peaceful. One of the highlights of the trip was definitely going and walking around the Notre Dame Basilica. I highly recommend it if you end up going to Montreal. Aside from that, we ended up accidentally stumbling into the Biosphere, which is a museum there. And we're like, nah, we're not paying for parking no more. We're leaving. We need to go to Quebec City. And we went to this other place, which I don't really remember. I don't remember what it's called, but it was a disappointment to say the least, because it's this giant dome that looks huge, like when you look at it from afar, but then as you get closer and closer, it reduces in size. It's so depressing. And the stuff around it, there's nothing really. It's just like another museum. I don't even know it was museuming, like showcasing. But driving around the place in like that wonderful weather, which is great. It's not something I expected to do on the day of, because albeit like a day before, I thought I was just gonna be chilling in my room, or chilling, working out, or going out with a friend. Definitely a great experience. I highly recommend you go on a spontaneous trip. Just like, okay, we're going right now. Just pack your bags, pack like 5 days worth of clothing, and just leave. You don't even don't like. I mean, it depends how good you are at making decisions on the fly. But you know, um, just getting up and going and just having no idea what you're gonna see the next day is something I love, and I think my parents definitely reinvoked or re-emphasized my love for just random shit just occurring. Um, like again, talking to random people, or just having like an experience that no other person could even replicate. That, that, that's something I am passionately in love with. Um, and if more random experiences could happen to me, I would love it. Obviously, good experiences, not like something like crashing a car. I wouldn't want to get heavily injured, severely injured, even. Um, or like have my dog stolen. That'd be. I don't know what they would do with an 18-year-old dog, but you know, I wouldn't want that happening. No crackhead coming in and fucking stealing an 18-year-old dog that can somewhat walk properly, who has a hard time looking at things just because of cataracts and whatever. Although it is good company, so I mean, I would kind of understand the perpetrator of that robbery, but you know, it's whatever. Um, I think after Quebec, after Montreal, we went to Quebec City, and we visited this famous hotel. I forgot what it's called. Quebec City. Let's see. Famous hotel. Right. Okay. It's called the Fairmont Le Chateau Frontenac, and god damn, that thing is huge. It's amazing. I've never seen one building be so large in my life. And it's like, oh, it's not even one building. It's like multiple buildings interconnected with like this rocky road. And then like with like a little town, like a little settlement down below at the very bottom of the hill. And like as you keep going up and up, you see like more of the living quarters of just like the like the governor that came to Quebec. I forgot what his name was. And I know he's like a really important figure to Canada's history. But and like so like you see like the where the guy lived, the governor, and then where the church was, which the church was huge. Like huge, absolutely huge. That's my impression of Trump. I know it needs a lot of working on, but just everything was big. I don't know why. It wasn't even like skyscraper big. It was just like, if you ever watch the movie Gulliver's Travels, you feel like the opposite of the main character. You just get smaller in relation to all the buildings around you, and you know, the atmosphere is just the environment. It doesn't have like the modern-esque blocky architecture that we have normally. Again, it's like European, and you know, it has a lot of vegetation coming in and out of like the walls and the streets, at least in the town part of the place. And you know, it's somewhere where I wish I could live in. I wouldn't want to live in a suburbs or a city. Like, if I were to choose a place to live, I would choose to live in the city. But like out of the three, city, suburb, and rural. But if like a town option, like a nice like Italian villa centered town, I would love to live in that. And so like this like I think it's called Old Quebec, this part of the town. And you know, just the architecture is so good. I can only gush about it so much. But in this part, it was amazing. And they filled the stores and everything with like gift shops and like restaurants and whatever for tourism and all that. But if it was an actual town where you had proper neighbors and you lived in one of the places, just normally you pay the same rent as you would normally in a suburbs or a city, it would be amazing. It would be wonderful. And you could go down to like the river that's nearby, or you can go up to get fresh bread. I've always wanted just fresh Italian bread, or like fresh pizza, like from a. I'm not really being descriptive, but you know, I want like a old town type of vibe for my future living places. I don't know how to really word that properly, but I have like this whole vision in my mind of like where I would like to be. Anyways, so continuing like around the place. So the place was like apparently fortified, and was used as as like a last resort, a last defense against like the English, either against the English or the people from the United States, like way back in like 1800s. I don't know. And it was one of the first settlements in like 1600. And you could really tell. You could really tell with how the every building is just built. And we were walking around and whatever. You walk, and near the end of the journey, when it was becoming like dusk and it was turning into like a night vibe. There was just like more people were coming in for the nightlife rather than the day life. And so near the night there was, or at dusk, one of the main monuments, there's this entertainer. This is an old man, probably like 60 years young. And, this guy does like a comedy slapstick thing for the children. And we got there, I think, halfway through the performance. But even though it was halfway, we still enjoyed it. The guy, amazing performer. And I wonder, I couldn't help but wonder like how long he's been performing there, because he's old, and he was doing like these physically demanding kind of bits to show, and like it was kind of sad if you think about it, because if he was like single, 60 years old, and like still performing for children on the streets, it's like you can only wonder how he's actually living, like what his actually living quarters are, like if he has a house or he lives on the street. I don't know, man. I just got to thinking like the guy's life might be sad, and like, oh yikes, let's not think about it and just enjoy the show. Afterwards, we kind of after this, we kind of just headed back to the hotel, and then the next day we went into a diner and just left. And we came back to where we actually live. Then after that trip, I had like a plan with my friends to go to the beach, and that was like a whole different thing. The beach was okay. I think we definitely underprepared, like a huge amount, and God damn, I really need to work on my body, dog. Like I haven't been more self-conscious about my body until now. Just being on the beach. Like I'm not fat, but I'm not like skinny either. I'm like built, but not extremely. It's just like, oh man, if I get a little bit more chub, I might be looking more smexier, on the beach with that beach bod. And we stayed there for I think 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, and then it started to rain and we got cloudy. We left to London, Ontario, and goddamn, I've never seen a more depressing place. At least for the place we went, it was horrible. Like crackheads on every block. I think if we went somewhere better and we planned our excursion to London more ahead, we definitely would have had a better time in London. But we got some takeout, and I led my friends to a park. And as soon as we got there, they found out that it was a dog park that I was leading them to, and so we kind of just we were forced to eat there because we were so fed up. And so while we are eating our like fucking takeout ramen, we just see people going into their cars with their dogs, or going out of their cars into the fucking dog pen. These guys are like, what the fuck, dude? Why'd you lead us to a dog park? Oh my god. It was hilarious. I felt proud. I couldn't help but feel proud. After that, like, we kind of just drove around and we drove back to where we live. And, we witnessed a car crash on the way back on the highway. And everyone was like shell shocked. And I was kind of like, uh-oh. 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 Ew. And it was a great day. I'm so glad that here in Canada at least we can go out and have like group activities again without being persecuted for treason against the state, just for exiting the house and seeing another individual out on the street. Felt good, but aside from that, kind of just chilled at home, and the end of my week came to fruition with a nice, relaxing, just time at home. I've like from a good trip to wherever you go, like for vacation. When you come back, you've never wanted to be at home any more than the end of the trip. I don't know if I can word that differently. Let's see. There's no better feeling than coming back home from a good vacation. Because as soon as you get home, you get on your bed and you just lie. Like, you just fall onto it, As if it's like a pool and you just, just splashing in. And you just lie down in your bed and just chill. It's like, home sweet home. Finally home. I definitely like to meet someone who like from vacation they want to go out again, and they just don't want to be in their house. I don't know. I'd like to meet someone like that. Get like question them a little bit, interrogate them even, cause there's no better feeling than coming back home and just lying down, relaxing. Not even like looking at like your phone or playing games or making food, even if you're hungry, or taking a shit if you need to use the washroom. There's no better feeling, dude. No better feeling. After like that, all that commotion, definitely a great experience coming back. And that was the trip. That was my past week. A lot of shit happened for me. And I don't know if a lot of shit's gonna happen this month, this week, but I know as soon as uni starts, I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna be feeling like a slave again, and not feeling good until that break time. Aside from that, I have not much else. To talk about. That was my week. I hope your week did well. Feel free to comment your week. I mean, I don't mind. Might respond to it, might not. Though with the amount of people watching right now, yeah, you don't need to. Just enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed the ones I've made before, and I hope you enjoy the ones I make in the future. I am Alex Aguilar, and I'm so glad you got into this part to this this video, and I'm so happy that you could stay for another one of these. Till next time, again, Alex Aguilar. This is just a dude on the side street, here for another entry log, and I'm out. Peace, y'all. Peace.